The team now ventured into the city once more after inquiring about the current situation of Section 9, which is your supervisors aren't really a fan of your guys' section. So, any, truthfully, any complaints they see, anyone that they could potentially give credit to your work, will be observed far before you, from what you can tell. Why? You honestly don't know, but it's been a hassle. They can't exactly fire you right now since you have been doing and completing your jobs quite well. So, bonus on that. Uh, Side note of that, though, is that once you got here, you have like a few weeks before your actual next mission is to commence. So you have leeway time at the moment in time, so do with it what you will. When was told, hey, your parents want to see you, something about a potential arranged marriage, uh, wanting to avoid that for a bit, but also needing to see them because they have plants that you need to give to someone. You visited the shop for a bit, came back out after someone else bought some things before you guys got there. Uh, Went down to the Bad Apple Inn, which is in the lower slum area of the city itself. Uh, Found, I wouldn't call him a friend. Found a guy that you're not currently fighting with, and
An
gave
acquaintance.
an acquaintance. You found him without too much of an issue. One Dirk, and you were able to give him the bouquet for his kids and his wife. He told you a bit more information on who acquired the Pegasus. He couldn't exactly tell you who specifically hired in because he doesn't know. He went through a third party merchant. He gave you the name, and now you have that. They're from Noche. If you grew up in Noche, not just have general information on it, you might know who it is. Win kind of knows. I think you didn't roll that high, but you do know that it's a person that buys from your mom and pop shop quite often when they're in town. Uh, Beyond that point, though, you waved goodbye, went back to your parents' place. They told you about potential marriage opportunity to a viscount's daughter. You said, I'll think about it. Maybe meet them first. Giving you guys a thumbs up. They said they'll arrange something the next few days. But to enjoy your guys' time while in the city. And I think that's around where we left off.
Oh, that and the very ominous whisper.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that. As you guys were doing all these things, some of you were hearing strange wisps of sound that were emanating in your ear. Some of you couldn't exactly hear it. Others of you could hear it but couldn't understand it. And Jemmy, for the first go of it, did hear a few words. Not really knowing where it is, find your cast. I believe it was detect magic and found more or less a silhouette of some form that isn't there but also is there. An entity of life and magical essence but isn't tangible. After some time, the thing moved away, a flickering of shadow, and then heading back to the mom and pop shop. Jemmy again heard it. This strange. It felt like a warning, but it was definitely something. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but it told you that they are to arrive soon. Who are they? You don't know. You don't have contacts. And I believe that is around where we left off, truthfully, with a creepy question up in the air.
All right. I forgot. How much did you say the feathers were worth to sell?
I did tell, like, offhandedly, more or less as a joke because Willy Wonka, that they were like 500 gold. That was more or less someone that potentially couldn't get a feather and also a rich guy that wanted them. But I'm gonna say like 100 per feather, which is still
All
good
right.
money.
Well, I will go ahead and cash those out. Let's see, 900 divided by. Whoops. Might help if I type calculator, right? Let's see, 900 divided by 5. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sell those feathers, and I'm gonna give everybody in the group 180 gold.
Okay.
What's up?
Now, can you edit Sigvald's sheet to add that? If not, I'll just go ahead and hold on to that for the time being.
I got it.
All right.
It's loading.
Yeah. All right.
How much again?
180 to give to him.
All right.
Okay. I guess I'll take that entry. Got to update my own number. Let's see. All right. There we go. All right. So if we've got a little downtime, I was thinking about treating everyone to dinner. What do you say to that?
Delightful.
Jemmy looks expectantly at Finn and Win.
They say nothing.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Now I can.
I said that sounds wonderful.
Okay. Yeah, up to that point, Finder was the only person I had heard.
Mm-hmm. Adrian Wynn's father does state, lovely. Now, we'll arrange things in the next following day. And in 2 days' time, we'll have things set up so your contingency can join you in this meet and greet, see how things go. Again, we're not trying to push this. You have your own life to live, but it is a great opportunity.
I don't know. I guess I could at least, meet up for some lunch.
Of course.
I have a question though.
Yes?
Who's gonna pay since we're both women?
It would be the individual with the higher quantity of value, money-wise. That would not be us.
Here, I thought it was customarily determined by who likes to hit things more.
Oh.
Well, Daddy always taught me, a gentleman always pays. But since we're two women,
Tell you what, I'll pay.
you know.
Right. Well, again, this is only if things go well for you two, and at the exact same time, it's I believe the name or term is idiom. It doesn't have to be exact. Now,
If
I'm gonna
anything,
go
we-
before I
we-
paint myself to a corner.
If anything, I guess we can go halfsies. But another question: why me?
When I spoke with her about my children and you, she seemed interested in your current job, employment, your current status with plans and your own tutelage behind that. You could, of
Sure,
course,
it's
speak with
just
her
because
more.
you've got a nice pair of earlobes.
That's silly.
What, you don't like your earlobes?
I think I have nice ears.
Well, that did nothing to the contrary.
Well,
Yeah, I have more of my dad's ears than my mom's, but they're still nice.
your father technically left the room, so he would agree, but he's currently outside of the room. Your mom's in the room and does state, yes, you do in fact have a lot of representation of your father on you. Of course, you also garnered some of my own best qualities. Your eyes, your luscious hair, bone structure.
Cute smile. Give her a cute smile.
Oh, that's on you, darling.
I think I have best of both worlds.
Well, I shouldn't keep you.
Mm.
You. It wasn't a judgmental. It was like an
Yeah,
affirmative.
right.
Uh, well, I shouldn't keep you. Your friend did state that you would be out for lunch, so do enjoy yourselves.
All right.
I think technically
does
you
anyone-
guys.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think technically you guys like walked outside of the shop, so I'm gonna say you're outside currently. You can walk in whatever you want. I just remove them from the map.
So, does anyone have anywhere special in mind?
You know full well we don't. Where's the fancy restaurant you are taking us to?
Well, all right. If nobody's got any choices, then I'll go ahead and aim for the fine whining and dining.
Now, do you want true fine dining and dining, or a place you can hang out? Or does Jamie know the difference?
Yeah,
Sure,
we
he's
probably
been
want.
places with a dress code.
The dress code's probably not such a big deal, but we probably maybe want to avoid something with a little too much etiquette and protocol. I mean, you know,
Oh,
we
it's
don't
not
want
how we
dinner to
look,
crack.
it's how we act. Thanks, Jamie. No.
It's more of a. Sometimes it can be a little annoying when you go to dinner and it feels like it's work.
Yeah, I think a nicer place that we just can relax and hang out in.
One of your attendants, Romaine, does look towards you guys. Yeah, I think I know the perfect spot. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get reservations for it. He like quickly scuttles away.
Thank you.
Yes, he seems like the sort of person that will have no problem getting a reservation at fancy restaurants.
Well, he's got a lot of experience at it.
It's just a dog that made him sound like a little gremlin.
I also made Celestial sound like Goblin Dude.
No, that's what it sounded like. He scuttled off.
Yeah, no, if you scare the maitre d' a little bit, sometimes you'll get better results.
I defer to the experts.
Oh, Win, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay, I guess. Just not on my mind, I guess. Just I didn't see this turn of events coming.
Mhm. Your other two attendants are currently heading out here and there, getting paperwork, also leading you to the restaurant. Finn, go ahead and roll for me a perception check, by the way.
Ready?
While you guys are scoping out the area, Finn, you find a few shops here and there. You find a magical shop, kind of. It's definitely like clinically clean. So you do know it's run by the city itself. And adjacent to that, right across the street, is a little ramshackle shop. But you guys actually already been there. What am I talking about?
Okay.
It's the first
Oh,
mission
I
you guys
remember
went
the
to.
ramshackle shop. Yeah, where we found the little kitty.
Yeah, it's the one with Luke.
Yeah, that's his name. Good.
Mhm.
I forgot.
So you guys do know a few shops you can go to. Again, there's the run by the city, and then there's Luke. You also see some nice jewelry shops next and adjacent to these streets. You're going to a upper middle class area, so you definitely get some more, not more expensive, but more chic, unique kind of things. You find clothing shops that have nice berets, nice hats, nice dresses, nice suits. So if you guys do eventually go to a higher upper crust area, you definitely can dress up if you're willing to pay, I guess.
As we're passing by those shops, Finn just kind of quietly turns and says to Jemmy, "It's like, what establishment were you going to take us to, or treat us to, I should say?"
Romaine did tell you guys are heading towards the leg cramp. It's known as the Frozen Waste, a nice little ice cream themed, anyways, restaurant. It has like, best way I can describe it is like, I'm gonna say it this way, but only because I can't think of any other descriptor. If you've ever seen Frozen and like the
Okay.
castle that Elsa, I think, I haven't seen Frozen, makes, it's like that. It's like that theme.
It's an
Ice
ice
Palace
hotel.
motif.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And it's an upper class, black tie type establishment.
It can
Takes a lot
be,
of-
but at night, you guys are going in the evening, so it's like formal casual is fair, but once it hits like 5 p.m., you definitely want to be in a suit.
Yeah, they're still serving the lunch menu.
Yeah.
All right. I'll say to them is like, I can catch up with you in a minute. I want to look at something real quick. Say hi to a friend.
I didn't know you had friends.
Yes. Don't you remember Luke? The
Oh.
poor shopkeeper who you extorted armor out of? I would have paid
believe-
for it, but you extorted it from him first.
He offered payment for services rendered. I took
I
it.
suppose.
Swindled as if we didn't do work inside.
Well, the amount of work done versus the payment. But I suppose it is a capitalistic society. Anyway, I wanted to go check and see how he was doing, make sure your shop was doing okay. And
Have fun with
I'll-
your work acquaintance.
Oh, let us know if there are any other Cthulhu Panthers.
Oh, I will definitely let you know.
As you're talking with Luke, there isn't any more Cthulhu Panthers. I don't even know what that is.
That cute little Displacer Beast kitten that we were able to stop from trashing your shop as it played.
Oh, I see. Thank you again for that. Oh, I haven't been able to find an enchanter for your missive thing. I'm still looking, but so far nothing yet. I actually haven't rolled in a while. Let me roll. Bang. Immediately gets a note from some guy that goes in the store, gives him his mail. Oh, actually, I have just found one. They are coming to town in the next following day. Good thing too, because I do need to get a few things enchanted. Apparently, the governing task force of Section 1 had called them into town, so they're going to do me a favor while they're also in town, which is great.
That is awesome. I'm glad your business is doing so much better. I remember the
Oh, I wouldn't
missive
say that.
Oh, well, how's about I throw a little more work your way then? I remember the missive that was supposed to happen earlier, and I was wondering if you could tack something else on since he's going to be showing up here tomorrow.
Sure, as long as it's work for them and payment, sure, pretty sure I can do it.
Of course, you will be receiving payment. I have no problems with that, sir. And I kind of hand him the piece of paper with all my scribblings on it.
He does state, based off of this amount of work you want, this is gonna definitely be delicate work. It's gonna be around 1,500 gold. If you do plan on buying the first thing you wanted enchanted, we definitely can do that and bring it down to a good sum. Or if you need or want to buy another thing, we can definitely get some type of price reduction.
Well, I know the whole feather ceremony thing just ended. And I know those feathers are kind of rare. Don't suppose you would have any use for a couple, would you?
Oh, I'm not a caster. In fact, I'm as mundane as things can get. I just run a magic shop. But the
I
enchanter
just have
might.
this forehead tattoo to lure in customers.
It's just a cool tattoo, dude.
And it washes off with alcohol every evening.
Wipe.
I figured it might be inventory. You could turn around and sell it for a pretty premium profit.
Potentially, honestly, and the enchanter themselves could probably use it for their own things. How many are you looking to trade in?
Well, I have a few here. I'll go ahead and pull out two. One for maybe a little bit of a cost reduction on the thing I'm asking for, and the other one to help cover the cost of the thing that's getting made from the previous order.
That was a necessary way to store credit.
We can definitely work with that. Finn,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I totally forgot. I'm under the impression that I paid up front for that first thing.
You did not. We didn't have an
Already
enchanter
paid it
yet,
off.
so we were looking for that first.
Okay.
That's in my notes, by the way. If you did, let me know.
Okay. No.
I just have here Luke's looking for an enchanter for Finn.
Okay. I was under the impression I paid up front, but I can't remember for sure, and I don't have notes, so I'll go ahead and say no then.
For the life of
Let's
me, I
put it this
can't.
way: I've spent basically $0, and I only have 1,500 gold.
Luke will say, we can definitely work something out. I'm gonna probably just make the first thing cheaper if you have paid, because I honestly don't remember. And Finn, go ahead and roll for me persuasion.
Okay. May the core eye guide me?
Luke's like, I noticed you do this little weird chant before literally everything you do. What's
yeah,
with
go
that?
ahead. Not the worst thing in the world. I can reduce it down. This little piece of paper they gave me currently, I can reduce that down to say, if you want both feathers to cover the cost, I can reduce that down to 100. Not 100. That'd be crazy. 1,100. If you wanted to just have one feather cover this and the other one cover the other one, I can reduce the total cost of this new item to 1,250.
Okay. Well, I do have one more feather here, and I pull out my third feather.
You
and I
get
place it
125 per feather.
Yeah.
Would that help if I mean, having 3 feathers in such high demand? I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can either sell them for pretty good profit, or maybe if you have the enchanter do it, he'll do extra work for you, or maybe even pay you.
You call me the swindler. You know these things dissolve in a few days, right?
And I have no other use for them. That's why I'm trading them in.
Yeah.
But I'm
Also,
not a caster or
Well,
enchanter. so-
even though they dissolve in a few days, they're still a high luxury item because of their
Yeah, that's what I was.
rarity.
mhm.
Yeah, but Luke seems kind of like a magical dunce. He probably doesn't even know that.
You inherited this shop from his uncle that disappeared one day.
Hey,
that,
while you're at it,
Something we
got some
might have to look
NFTs
into.
to sell.
that being said, though, Finn did get lucky. I rolled a natural 20, so an enchanter will be coming literally tomorrow.
Voice.
I can reduce it down to per each feather 250 gold. You at a game you've already rolled the persuasion check.
Yeah. Well, after the persuasion check, I'm still trying to get the total number down.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was that? You said 250 per feather?
Yeah.
No.
Like 13 for Luke was enough to persuade him a good amount. Again, not exactly the most intelligent with magical stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe if
It's okay. I'm sure he'll make a good profit. And that
no,
might
no,
help
that's not it. Maybe if
some
Jemmy
more.
spoke with Luke, he could have gotten more money. Well, what you
Luke
gonna
is
do?
sitting here like, I inherited this store. It is pure profit. Every cent is profit.
Yeah.
Okay, but all right. So 250, 1,500. It brings the total price down to 750.
If you want to use all that store credit for the item, yeah.
Yes, I will use this for the item now, and hopefully he'll remember that I'm a pretty good customer. So we'll have to deal with the future in future.
Right. Well, we'll get this work order worked up immediately. I'll have the blacksmith next door set up the framework so when the enchanter comes by tomorrow, they can potentially enchant it by the next following day. So you have 2 days until it actually fully gets completed. Here's your receipt and your invoice.
Okay, I'll take the receipt and invoice, and I have just removed the gold from my inventory.
Okay. So it's going to take like 2 days.
Alrighty.
Again, they're going to be here tomorrow. So if you have any other things you need done or your team, I know you were with the team prior to today, let them know as well.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. And I sincerely hope business is doing better for you. It was nice seeing you again. I'm glad you're doing okay.
Best as they can. You quickly rush back.
Well, we finished eating all that delicious ice cream.
Nah,
Hopefully I didn't take that long.
Nah, everyone is seated, but they just got there, so you like sprinted. Jamie currently has 2 attendants. Well, 1 attendant. Roman has yet to re-arrive, but your like seats were already settled up together. Finn, when you joined, they're already like taking orders. Drink order you did miss, but you know you can get a drink when the food gets there.
Okay.
When that's all being done, Jemmy, you do get in contact with. You only had 1 attendant at the time because the other one had to leave for a second, and then the next one comes in, and they do state. Quick reminder. I don't even remember one of your attendants because it's so close to Ramon.
There's Edward and Finnegan. Edward, by the way, is your normal voice, but somewhat low.
Fuck
Right.
off with this noise. We've got Finder, Finn, and Finnegan. What happened to us?
Edward does state, sir, need to speak with you for a moment away from your acolytes. We have a few things we need to go over. With the current revenue of operations, we are up by 3%, but we need to go over through the financial district. If you can step a moment away from your team for a moment.
Alrighty. Don't let my ice cream melt. I say to Finn.
I won't.
You guys
Don't you
see,
forget the bill.
Jimmy leaves a couple gold on the table, in case he like disappears for a bit. But Edward definitely takes you to a private room upstairs. You guys see him going up the stairs, as that follows. Your food order is taken. Finn, you do get a drink afterwards or during the initial order. As you guys are doing that, the food is honestly good. It is definitely way overpriced, so it's a good thing you're not paying. But while you guys are like having the meal set up and prepped up and like all fanciful, Roman and like a small-ish kid, you're not sure how old. They might be like 8 or 10. They definitely are a child though. They have like half elven ear lineage. They have like the point, but the point is a curve. They have maybe silver locked hair. Time zone frick. Thomas just woke up.
Daylight savings, motherfucker.
Half elven lineage, silver locked hair, blue eyes. Roman comes forward, rushing towards you guys, with the kid in tow. Where's the boss? Okay. Can I have you watch this kid for a second? I need to tell him that his old associate's in town. Oh wait, where are my winners? Guys, this kid here is Sarah. Sarah Seabreeze. He then looks towards the kid. Sarah, this is your uncle's friends. I gotta go for a second. Looks towards you guys. You guys cool with taking care of a kid?
Seems like you've already left. Okay. Hello, Sarah.
Okay, cool. He was already like halfway up the stairs. Sarah just looks to you guys. Oh, hi.
So,
hi.
what manner of frozen confectionery would you like to eat? I think they have the SpongeBob pops.
Pudding?
Finder's evil, so he can snap his fingers for a waiter.
A waiter does come, and truly corrupting forces do this. Waiters understanding this come forwards. May I help you, sir?
I preface that with only evil people do that. Does he small chap is like some pudding if you have it?
Oh, of course. One
What
moment.
flavor?
Banana? Yes,
at
the
the waiter.
most expensive kind, of course. One moment.
I wonder if thaumaturgy has an imperious snap to it.
As you guys are talking and like doing these things, Sarah does look towards Finn. Like she like crawls up. She's like tall enough that she can see over, but she's a kid that like crawls on the table to make sure that she is presently known.
I will
Looking,
go ahead and. Oh, go ahead.
looking towards you and seeing what you're eating, she like goes, what are you eating? Can I have some?
probably eating a caramel sundae, and I go ahead. She is pretty small yet, right?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and pick her up and sit her on my lap and let her have a few bites of caramel and play a little bit.
Yeah. She's enjoying her time eating, snacking with you guys.
I was gonna say Finder again is evil, and he's probably eating something called spice cream.
I think there's a legitimate thing called like pepper ice cream.
There is
Yeah, I wouldn't be
legit.
surprised.
There's
is
cold sweat
legitimately-
and exit wound.
Oh,
Actual
God.
flavors.
There's
And, I think-
legitimately Brussels sprout ice cream.
Mmm.
Oh, that's gross.
True
That's just a gag.
evil.
I feel like even spice
Okay,
cream
no.
is more legitimate than that, because at least it would be a weird sensation. But Brussels sprouts is
Okay.
like, why you just don't like
Good
us?
question. I kind of zoned out. Where did the kid come from?
Roman came in with the kid. He needed you guys to watch her while he talked business with Jemmy. So left the kid to you, went upstairs.
Excuse me. Okay.
From what you know currently, her name is Sarah Seabreeze, an associate of Jemmy's. Well, the
Niece.
parent is. More on that maybe later. Depends if you ask Jemmy.
Oh, uncle, oh, uncle. We just met, not uncle, like blood relation to my father. Okay.
Yeah. No. The kid is like elven heritage, maybe half elven. Honestly, these elven features kind of remind you of Wynn, and like the piercing blue eyes kind of remind you of Finn. It's a little a lot.
I was
But-
about to be like, oh no, this is Wynn's lunch date. Things have gone horribly wrong.
Nah.
Check, please.
But the kid's currently eating, hugging onto Finn, looking towards Wynn while she's doing that. Sarah does look towards her and does state, "Oh, brings out little Dolly. This is Vicky. She knows how to cast magic." Looks towards Wynn. "Do you cast magic?"
Yes, I do. Hi there, Vicky. It's a pretty name.
The kid like takes the two Dolly hands, like puts it on the face, like indicating blush, and then waves with one of the hands. "Oh yeah, she can do like she can do a magic trick where she can take a coin out of an ear. Want to see?"
Yes, I would love to see.
Okay.
I'm
She's
kind
gonna
of
roll
scooting closer.
disadvantage. That's a 9.
I will play along, so she would get advantage.
Finn is mystified. But when you see like the coin, like in the Dolly's hand, almost instantly, she like takes it, the coin, more or less near Honk's air quotes fake earlobe, and like pulls it out of there. Finder, you're mystified, or wondering if Honk keeps rolling in metal again.
Honk probably just like opens his mouth a little bit, like a Muppet in shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, Win plays along, and oh my god, that is, by the gods, that was such a good magic trick.
The kid is excited, but of course it's Vicky that's doing that. So she like mimics a bow for Vicky.
I applaud.
As this is going on, go ahead.
You want to see my magic now?
Yeah.
Tell me, what's your favorite flower?
A posy.
Okay, I'll go through my bag and I
Oopsies.
bring out
She's got a pocket full of
little-
posies. We're all gonna die.
a a little handful of dirt, and then I cast Druid Craft to grow her favorite flower.
She is mystified.
Then I'll pluck the flower, clean it off, and place it in her hair.
Like, she is giddy and excited. And like immediately says, "Oh wow, you're as good as Vicky."
I
And like,
think Vicky's a little better than me. Give her a bright, warm smile.
mm-hmm. Vicky like does a little. Well, Sarah, but I'm gonna go with Vicky. Vicky does like a little triumphant pose. As is.
I can't make money appear and disappear. Well, I can by shopping, but that's something completely different.
Where was this humility when you were being poached by several operations? This is
Oh.
Okay,
As
that is different. We're not going to bring up work right now.
Are you saying you treat a young child differently than you would another person?
Hello. She's a child and she's right here.
the waiter comes
You're
with like
saying
the.
she does not receive
dessert.
the same respect as a grown adult?
I'm
Of course
8.
not. She earns more respect.
Is that what this is?
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm being evil.
The kid's like answering, like has no real connotation to it. She's just answering. As you guys are talking, the waiter did come in with the pudding, banana pudding, and like Romaine soon afterwards comes down the stairs, looks towards Sarah, like Win and Finn currently taking care of her while Finder is speaking about how treating a kid and an adult need to square up or at least match.
Mine
I'm
is
not-
just being a dick, questioning everyone's actions, trying to
Yeah.
make them doubt themselves.
Mm-hmm.
As he's being a dick and questioning everyone's actions, somehow, for some strange reason, purely for the amusement of everybody else at the table, a little piece of hair from the left side of Finder's head floats up, and a little piece of hair from the right side floats up, and he's got great big bunny ears sticking straight up out of his head.
Because
For
apparently
sh-
Finder is completely unaware of his surroundings and a person across the table casting a spell.
Oh no, this isn't a spell. No verbal or somatic components. Remember?
Mhm.
I
The-
just kind of smile and hey, look, and then your hair is kind of raising like static electricity, but only in those 2 spots.
The kid is having fun. Soon enough, Romaine does like come back down, looks towards you guys. Okay, good. Kid somehow didn't disappear on me again. All right, great. Jim's gonna come down right now. I'm gonna take her. Like he like picks her up, but she's technically taller than him by a good half a foot. Okay. Say goodbye to your uncle's friends. She like waves towards you guys and like begins to head out.
Bye, Sarah. Bye, Vicky.
Both of them
If
wave.
I notice the horn thing, I'll just kind of tap Finn on the shoulder while she's saying goodbye. I might happen to have some thieves' tools in my hand or something, and your robe is non-magical, right?
It is non-magical.
Yeah, for some reason it just starts emitting a farting sound. Like constantly. Just like a It's really
That's
weird how
if
that
you notice
happens.
That's if you notice the static electricity bunny ears. 'Cause they're
the,
gonna go down as soon as the kid leaves.
the kid
I mean,
leaves
if-
laughing.
If I know
It was so nice to meet such fine young women. Thank you for
You're
bowing
lucky
down
I
to
did
me.
not pick the odor option as well.
You do hear Romaine speaking with the kid outside, like saying, "Do you have a good time?" Stuff like that. And while that's going on, you do hear Jemmy like coming down the stairs, like looking towards you guys, waving. While that's going on, you do see like the dolly of Vicky like parched next to a window, like waving at you guys while they walk away. But Jemmy rejoins the group.
As I approach, is Finder still got his bunny ears?
A little. Finn is also farting a little bit because the kid hasn't left yet, according to their stipulations.
Well, did he actually make his perception check to see if you can tell your hair's poking out?
Finder, what's your passive perception?
10.
Roll perception check. DC to beat. I was about to say 12, and you just rolled a 12. Yeah, you got it.
All right, Stinky.
All right.
Yeah.
I think it'd be funnier if he didn't notice, but okay.
It's
Currently,
my own
Jemmy,
hair. Come on.
You
Well, yeah,
walk,
but
you walk
you don't
down.
know your hair's statically standing up.
You
Go
see a
ahead.
dolly waving at your team while you head and regroup back to the team.
Oh, it seems
So-
like this ice cream's got some side effects.
So one night were we taking care of a little child while you were in a business meeting, and now your retainer is taking care of the child again? That's what this about.
Oh, it's more that he's taking her back to her father. Had a bit of a meeting to deal with.
Okay, so now I'm still unclear as to why she was here. Was her father in the meeting? Why is she not going to the father? She's leaving.
They're taking her back to the father. You know, you usually don't have kids in certain types of business meetings.
I thought she was leaving the club altogether. She's going upstairs to where the office is.
No, she like went outside. Jemmy went down. You saw the doll wave as Jemmy went down. Like she's leaving to meet back with her dad. And that meeting with him and Jemmy is happening later. Jamie currently was doing stock broker stuff. It's not important for your guys' mission. It's more his backstory thing.
Sure. I must be missing something. I'm just confused as to why Jemmy was supposed to look after this kid in the first place.
He wasn't.
Okay.
Romaine was supposed to be looking after the kid. But like needed to speak with Jemmy about it, so he left the kid with you guys.
Okay. Well, why was the kid with Romaine?
'Cause
More
Romaine
on
was
that
big
maybe
considered.
later.
Gee, I was just confused.
Romaine, I'm just gonna flat out tell you. Jemmy tells you this. Her father came to town and needed to speak with Jemmy later on about current background stuff for Jemmy. I'm not gonna spoil that. More on that later when it develops. However, he is also a businessman, has to do a few things. So Romaine was tasked with doing this. In doing so, will help out the team, will help out Jemmy for basically Romaine's being the babysitter until her actual dad can watch after his own kid. But Jemmy's attendant can't exactly take on the job without speaking or notifying Jemmy. But being an affluential person, nodded, agreed, and then left the kid with Romaine, thinking, yeah, Jemmy will obviously do it because he kind of owes me a favor. So he took the kid, met
Just
with you
leave it
guys,
alone now. Okay.
spoke with Jemmy about taking the job, and went back to notify. It's an entire thing. I didn't think I needed to explain it, but here we go.
I had my question everything hat on. Sorry. I was starting to be
get it,
evil
man.
to the DM.
Well,
I get
That's
it.
because Finder is evil.
That's my flavor of evil.
Yeah.
The know-it-all bastard.
Again, the world is big. Some things don't get explained that easily. If you want
Yeah,
actual explanation, I'll give it to you, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
that is as close as like to an in-game, in-character question. I was like, why was this child here? It's like, because I had to babysit. Why were you babysitting your associate's child? This makes very. He was here to meet you, but he's too busy to because your meeting is not till later. Anyway, it's happened I finished my spice cream. You have to pay extra for the girl's banana pudding.
In total, you do pay 3 gold, which is an exorbitant amount just for the food you guys ate.
Actually, also leave a good tip. I was rather rude. Or don't leave no tip, because haha, it's not my money.
If you ever want to, no, you would tell him not to leave a tip because next time he comes back, they'll treat him rudely.
But Finder is also
Sorry.
evil, so if he wants to come back, if he's spending someone else's money to make it look like he tipped well.
Ah,
Mm-hmm. But Jamie, you do have like your documents that your I was about to say call them butlers that your attendants gave you, so you do have that to look over later on if you want.
Alrighty.
But yeah, you guys are having a nice meal. You finish up, pay for it. Finn, for a quick second, heads out to the shop and does look towards you guys. Because I'm just going to tell you flat out, right? Finn asks you guys if you want to go shopping at the clinical store, which just means at not.
Hospital linens?
It's a clean
No,
magic store. It's like everything's very regulated.
Yeah, not Luke's.
Luke's is where you can go to get weird specialty things and all sorts of stuff. Whereas the regular magic shop regulated one is just your, some stock item stuff.
You want to take a look? I suppose we could. I don't have anything in mind myself. Also, thank you for the meal, Jemmy. It was great to catch up with you.
I know sarcasm when I hear it.
For me, it's the kind of lunch I enjoy the most. It's one where I don't have to pay.
I mean, fair.
Well, I'm sure there'll be more of those in the future.
I was just wondering if you had achieved the camaraderie effect. It's perhaps you had wanted while you were doing business upstairs.
You'll have to repeat the question, although suffice to say, I'd rather have been eating the ice cream.
Maybe I was just saying, for lunch it's usually a nice team bonding experience, and I wondered if you experienced any of that while you were doing business.
Not with the team I was planning, at least. Well, I suppose I'll have to take a rain check on that. Well, as it is, we've still got plenty of time in the city, so.
And we can still have lunch with Wynn's paramour.
Ah, that is true.
Okay. While you guys are discussing paramours and whatnot, I'll ask you guys a few things. One, what you guys plan to do for the next few days? For sure, the whole thing with Wynn and the Viscount's daughter is still happening, but like, what's your downtime kind of game? What are you guys thinking?
Well, I was gonna go to that one shop and burn my last 3 feathers before they disappear on me.
Yeah, that shop easily can cover you for the item you're seeking. They are uncommon, but it is something that they can produce. Excuse me. They gave you a nice. I'm more hiccup than anything else. I just couldn't think of anything. They gave you like a nice shoebox with the item already entailed into it. It's written in Elvish. Those of you can read it. Those of you that can't. You use. I think this shop would actually just want money, but I'm gonna say you can use the 3 feathers. They can use it for ingredients for their stuff, so that's fine.
And they probably understand its current economic value more, especially since it's a more and more rare economy. A more and more rare resource.
It just covers the boots you want.
Okay. Awesome.
All of you can be in that shop while this is going on. So if there's things you are looking to acquire, let me know. But downtime stuff, what are you guys thinking? You guys have a few weeks until your actual mission happens.
Well, I'm thinking about trying to maybe more actively get some intel, and thinking about maybe recruiting a finder here for this, or at least trying to. So finder, you seem to be you probably normally spend your time with a different crowd than the likes of Finn and Win.
Yes,
You
I've
wouldn't
wrote
happen.
course, thank you.
It's not the financial level I'm talking about here. I'm talking about you probably know more people who use creative solutions to problems.
If you're speaking about murder, it's not that creative, but yes.
Well, that's just one factor of many. I'm not planning to off anyone here. However, I am interested in finding some information about a plot to offer off someone, and was wondering if you might be able to help dig up some information on that.
If it's the sort of thing that has reached your strata, I doubt the contacts in the underworld I have will be of any use. It's most likely the best we could do to speak with our man at the Rotten Apple. Unless you think they would hire desperate thugs.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's money involved, and we've already met quite a few people who are willing to do extreme actions for money.
But unless they are hiring people who will kill someone for a loaf of bread, it's not my expertise.
I should also remit this. Jimmy, your spending habits are like on dinners, flavor stuff. You don't use it for like hiring guys.
No,
I'm not saying finder's thing isn't a thing you guys can't do. I'm just saying that's a side adjacent money to your money you
That's
use.
That's on the clock, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep, totally get it there.
So who is this person that you think is going to be murdered?
Well, let's just say there's a fabulously wealthy celebrity cleric that some people may have had a problem with in the past.
You're perhaps saying that becoming fabulously wealthy is not the sort of thing that happens without enemies.
Oh, there can be side effects.
So, what brings you to think that someone is trying to kill you?
I'm gonna go ahead and pull out a one of the bounty notices.
Uh-huh.
Oh, little things like this.
You look upon a very large bounty on, well, the picture does show your associate there, one Jemmy. One. I'm going to make this joke. It probably wouldn't have this. I'm going to make this joke anyways. The entire title on the bounty is Fabulously Wealthy Jemmy. It's pretty
It's
on the
got
nose.
fabulously wealthy, like in quotes.
Yeah. No, not in quotes. That would imply that it'd be lying.
Well, anyway, this is a problem I would like to solve. But obviously.
Obviously.
Go ahead.
No, well, my first instinct is to how do we collect the bounty? That person is the one who puts the hit. Does it say on the photo? It just says, what, dead or alive? Do we take it to the bounty hunting guild or whatever?
It names a city, but you can also take it to a bounty guild. But
this
they
is the
would.
sort of thing.
But the guild itself would take a large cut of that, so people generally don't do that.
This is the sort of thing where the people that collect on this know where to go. The problem is, of course, it's not like the people out to hunt have to identify themselves in advance.
It's also true.
I shall yes. My first thought is to ask our associates at the Bad Apple how to collect a certain bounty.
Obviously, that will have to be handled rather delicately, though. Certainly, I have no interest in being redeemed. But I'm sure that my presence will offer quite a bit of temptation.
We can take the parts of the bounties that just has the city notice. I'm sure that will be enough. We don't have to include the picture.
I suppose I could try that.
I have. We can ask Ramon as well if perhaps some division of the City Watch or whatnot knows anything about this sort of bounty.
Perhaps. I don't think I had a whole lot of luck there before. But we could ask him again.
I was unaware you had tried this.
Yeah. I think Ramon wasn't fully aware, but I think he said he'd look into it. This was a while back ago, though.
Well, if it makes you feel better, we can perhaps try Tom.
The tabaxi?
He's the sort of person who we wouldn't actually worry about knowing too much because we could hurt them.
He also seems like the type who's probably even more motivated than most to do something that harms the rest of us.
It's fair.
I suppose when I said hurt, I meant kill.
Well, as improbable as it is, Tom has proven himself capable of getting allies, however temporarily. And I'm sure money goes a long way to convince people to help him.
So I would say if we want to go that route, to involve Win at least, because he is more inclined to be an idiot around her.
I suppose that's true.
Yes.
Be an idiot, aka be more polite.
Mm-hmm. Not try to immediately kill us.
Yeah.
And then we can kill him back.
Again, that's on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But your conversation aside, that was Jemmy. Finders, there's something you're doing for your downtime.
Okay, I want to make bullets out of my giant scorpion gland and stinger.
That's not impossible. It is going to be probably poison bullets or something of the akin to it. So that might do either a condition thing, which once they get hit with the condition, it will hit until they roll and recover, or it can do an additional point of damage. What would Finder want?
Damage over time sounds nifty.
Okay. That would
Tinker's
potentially
tools, Smith tools.
that would likely be Tinker's tools. It's definitely an intelligence roll based off of something you have yet to make.
Oh, it's a poor roll.
It's not the best. You have
It's a
like
+8.
You make 5 bullets, but the rest of the glands, I just don't know what to call it.
Mhm.
They didn't sit well, so you could only make up to 5. So you have 5 poison bullets. Um, an entity must make a Constitution save of 14, unless your actual save is higher than that. We'll just go with your save.
Intelligence
Spell save DC.
versus con. Spell save DC. Yeah. Okay. And or how much damage per turn?
Once afflicted, it does an additional 1d8 damage per turn. For a total,
And save or
the entity can make a save at the end of their turn, but whether or not they save or not, they do take one final 1d8 point of damage. So no matter what, at the start of their turn, they're taking that damage. But once they save, it ends.
okay, so they take this. Yeah, at start of turn.
Yeah, they take the damage before they ever get to save. Which is good.
Yeah. Do. The other thing I wanted to do was check out. Do you remember we got like giant robot parts?
Yeah, you actually have the entire giant robot. You just don't have the core, which you air quotes sold off to Section 1.
Right. So I guess want to check up with them on that. If anyone wants to come see a giant robot.
Oh wait, sorry, it was Section 2. That was bio.
Just want to get an update on that.
Yeah.
Because I have it. It says I have at least a 2 out of 5 share in it.
Mm-hmm. You are welcomed in. Any of you that join, do join. Pardon for the yawn. And inside, you do see a whole bunch of lab work. A lot of stuff that you can clearly tell they favor other labs more than you guys. Like they have more state of the art stuff. Cleaner, sleeker.
Yeah.
You guys
I don't
sure
even have a lathe. This is bullshit.
You guys for sure are the ones that are cleaning up the environment when you're using the lab. They have like workers cleaning up for them as they're working. They have lab assistants. Finder.
Yeah. Pinching his nose.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this. I don't like being here. I feel small.
But while you're here, you do have one of the members of Section 2 head over towards you. They're wearing a nice lab coat, monogram 2 on it, indicating the section they work in. They're a nice young man, combed over blonde hair, brown eyes looking towards you, freckled face. Oh, hello there. Can I help you with something?
I am a finder from Section 9. I provided 2 of the 5 parts for the, how do you say, giants robots? Not giants, but sizable.
Oh, the golem core.
Oui.
Right. Well, it's still under observation and research, if you'd like to take a look at it. Looks around. Are any of you around next to Finder? You don't have to be. I just want to know, like, what you guys know.
Well, since I had been talking to Finder, I guess I'll assume I'm with him right now.
Okay. Well,
He's,
right.
Jemmy is also Section 9. He was integral in decommissioning the original Golem as well.
Yes. Well, go with me. Follow. You guys, like, join him going into areas. You, like, scoff at the assistants while you're roaming. Soon enough, you get into a nice isolation
Don't
core,
have to sweep. No.
which is just the core itself is sitting in. Its best way I can describe it is a lava lamp that keeps it like floating in the middle, not touching the walls, not touching the ground or the roof. Perfectly balanced inside. Well, like a screen is analyzing stuff in the background. He does state, here we are, the golden core. Now, what we have discovered is quite interesting. One is able to absorb magical properties and elements as well as infuse that energy into the main base of its normal function. Based off of what you've told us, it is likely going to use that energy inside the golem that it had been extracted from. However, it has its own properties altogether, and they are currently being researched beyond, well, your own recollection. I'm assuming you didn't get a chance to truly examine the properties of the thing.
It was rather murderous at the time, and then desert conditions are in no place to do research.
Right. Well, if you like, you can
How-
take a look.
If you would answer one simple question, how are you suspending it in the field if it can absorb the magic?
Oh,
Is
this
that a
isn't a
feature
magical.
of the core?
This. How well informed are you with hydraulics?
Liquid pressure?
Yes.
You use, I don't know, these Tinker's tools, Smith's tools. He's built a robot.
That's different,
Probably.
dude.
I know. But I can also bullshit some stuff,
Yeah,
liquid
I'm gonna
pressure.
still let you roll.
Right.
History,
History.
intelligence check, or
Natural 2.
Yeah,
He just says liquid pressure.
yes, something similar to that. Basically, we're using the hydrophobic pressure of the environment underneath it to keep it suspended above as well as keep it suspended below. It's an entire process I'd rather not go over. But basically, we're using mundane means to analyze this non-mundane item.
So it's suspended in a liquid right now.
Yes, correct.
Fascinating. And I would love to look at the data with regards to anything, especially this magical absorbance. It's a
Oh.
very fascinating property.
Feel free to take a look at the screen, or if you're more of an analog kind of guy like myself, we do have the filing right next to it. If you excuse me, I have other jobs to attend to. Nods towards Finder and Jamie as he heads out. While he was attending to you guys, his lab assistant follows up with him, telling him that research table 3 currently needs his assistance, and he goes over there.
This seems like as good as an opportunity as any to learn how to use computers.
As
Lots
you're
for
looking at,
dummies.
looking at it, it's like lines and lines of data that you're not entirely sure what it is. It's not written in zeros and ones, but it is written rudely because it's not in common. So if you can't speak this language, you just fundamentally don't understand it.
Not abyssal, is it?
It's not. It's draconic.
Dope.
But at the exact same time, you can already tell because they're using draconic, they're kind of being elitist with their work. It's like, oh, you clearly can't understand it because you don't understand
It's
this
like they wrote it
language.
entirely in Latin, and you're like, you dicks, you don't speak Latin.
Yeah. Or maybe
But
this is the
draconic,
best
but-
way they can translate magical properties because draconic is heavily used with magic. But at the exact same time, you don't have to be that way.
Yeah, it's like, what, you don't speak basic? Well, you can't use
Mm.
computers then.
But you
But
do
apparently I can.
you do read it, and you can read it quite well. Um, examining it, stopping it where the line of code is going through it. There are like 5 things written through it that are currently in the process of scanning. One indicates how much energy is being absorbed. The other one indicates how much energy is being released. The third one indicates what type of property is currently being filtered through the water. One indicates what property is currently being filtered out of the water. And the last one does read experiment catalog.
Sorry, do you guys ever look out your window and see an animal just looking right back at you?
Sometimes. It's usually
Just saw
birds.
just saw a raccoon being like, "What's in there?"
You got a stalker.
Yeah.
Like, any food?
Um,
Any food? Any food? Any food?
all right, let's take a look
Food?
at the
You got
experiment
food?
catalog, I guess.
Yeah.
You-
Now, while Finder's doing this stuff, I'm going to kind of pay attention to whatever he's focusing on and try and offer him expert guidance. So if he has to
Yeah.
roll on anything.
He for sure will. As you examine it, there are a whole bunch of magical properties that they are cataloging to prepare to experiment with this thing, or that they already have experimented. Based off of these things, you can tell that they've experimented on fire, and they've considered it a success. They considered experimenting with water, and they've considered it a failure. But it is written in a way that you will need to roll to understand why it's considered a failure. They experimented with electricity, and it's considered a success. They experimented with coal, and it's considered a partial failure. And again, if you want to understand that, you would need to roll. Both of these would be insight. And the last thing that they were able to experiment with was force, and they considered it a success. But it's written in a way that's not clear.
Now, do I roll guidance before the roll or after or before your judgment?
I think that's up to you, buddy.
All right,
It's
I'm
just
gonna-
adding something, so just roll it regardless.
Oh, so I just get to do it both times. All right, let's 2 insights.
I mean, unless Jemmy leaves your side, I think you're good.
What's the guidance?
And was that an extra D4?
D4.
21 and a 16. Both are pretty good. And you're doing this for the water and ice, or are you doing this for different kind of things?
Yeah, I want to understand what success and failure mean.
Okay. So with the failure of the water one, it does read like a confluent amount of information, but you're able to parse it quite well with Jemmy's assistance. It does read, the core itself doesn't seem to have functionality with water-based structures, which can help us as we do need to keep it isolated into a stasis. So that itself has proven fruitful. However, it has failed us in the event of needing to use some type of water against it. So ultimately, water cannot be used against this, whether absorption or extraction of energy. So that's why they can deem the water one not a success, because it doesn't do anything to this sphere.
Wait, so that means shit, sorry. So it completely nullifies water?
It seems to be the case.
Okay.
With the partial success, partial failure, which would be the ice one, so 16, it does read cleanly, but still a little weird. Due likely to the coldness of the environment of the water, it does seem that it can grapple onto some of the energy of this element. However, it's still slowly adapting, and soon believing will no longer be struck by the ice element. Water seems to be its inert force. Thereby, if we do come across this type of thing, we cannot extract energy from it by water element and ice very little, nearly the exact same amount we sent in. We get roughly 80% back of what we receive. So ultimately, can be used, but can't not be used as efficiently as possible.
And it seems that it's becoming more resistant.
Yeah.
Once they figure out how it's doing this, it will be the sort of thing I'm very interested in replicating. Okay, I've taken up enough of everyone's time.
You did, both of you did discern other things, that they're also extracting energy. But that's
Even
that.
without the core.
Even without the golem, they have the core. You guys have the golem. But they're
Okay.
extracting energy without the other part, which is interesting. Because that really
So-
should be possible without the entire thing, because the entire thing works together. Sort of doing it some way, you just don't know how.
Mystery.
Mystery upon mystery. Finn, what are you doing with your downtime?
Actually, I was thinking Finn is going to kind of be hanging out with Wen as much as she'll tolerate him. Just talking, telling funny stories about my time as a child at the Korai Temple, and asking questions because he doesn't understand the customs and other bits about the society here.
Sorry, I zoned out. What was that?
Sorry. He was going to be spending his time kind
with
of
Win.
hanging out with Win.
Yeah.
Telling funny stories about his childhood at the Korai Temple and asking questions about some of the aspects of this society, things he didn't understand. He's gonna try and subtly slip in there about this arranged relationship thing. How does that work? Never really heard of that before.
Yeah.
But subtly, not
Not directly.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Not abrasively either. You get more or less informed. I don't want to say told, because told has like a potential rude connotation to it. You get informed about the information behind that. A few things here and there about the city itself, about potential arranged marriages, and how that works. Like, it's not a guarantee kind of thing. It's more of a business relationship kind of thing, depending on if the families are the ones arranging it or if the individuals are the ones arranging it. This
So
would be. Go ahead.
So there's still a concept of being allowed to marry for love rather than this arranged thing, and this is more like just a blind date than an actual contract.
Yeah.
Okay. His eyes kind of light up a little bit.
Yeah, sounds good. Win, what are you doing?
Oof.
Lunch date. Lunch date. Lunch date.
I thought that's coming later, but yeah, I
That is going to be
guess.
next session, not this session, which is why I asked
Oh,
for
really?
downtime. Yeah, unfortunate.
Although there is some planning to be had.
Like, what kind of planning?
Well, if Jemmy's back around, then I'll ask Gwen. Well, if you're going to have this lunch date and you're going to have chaperones, do you have any preferences as to who would be there? I could probably arrange an attendant for you. Do you have any preferences?
I don't really have any preferences, really.
Yeah, boo hiss. We're all good right now.
Well, I
Just
mean, it
long
might be a
as,
little.
just, as long as they know that me and crap, what was the person's name again? The Viscountess. Let's leave it like that. You know, should have our own time. I guess I should bring a gift, right?
I suppose that's true, although where are you going to find some deadly nightshade on such short notice?
I think your father said he did have some gimpy gimpy that you could make a nice corsage with.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like,
That
guarantee we have some back at home.
I thought I was the evil one.
I was gonna say I was joking. Finn didn't actually say that.
But question, Dogma.
That's
Has any of the other departments or the guards requested extra aid from Win? You know, with the salves, ointments, and or other things that she does.
that one guard that you guys helped with. He definitely does come back, like asking for you guys' help here and there. Mainly when because the healing salve was very effective. I forgot his name
I
though.
I could lend help to Win. I do have a pretty good nature, just like for ingredients or whatever.
All the ingredients are back at home.
Oh, okay.
So unless you can help make it.
Oh, I
I can
forgot his name was
definitely
Timothy. Uh,
I definitely do that. I've got a pretty good arcana.
Well, I guess for today, when we'll go back to work on more of the salves for the guard, Captain Dude.
Before you go, you ever had your own
Make
handmaiden?
My own. No, why would I?
Well, it's the sort of thing that might produce a bit more of a positive first impression. It makes you look a little more important if you've got somebody attending to you. I can certainly speak to the perks of that myself.
Yes,
flower
but
petal.
more than no, but more than likely, she already knows of my family status, and she's asking for my hand already. So I want to present myself as I truly am, than someone I'm not at first. You know?
Fair enough. I
during all
will.
this time that oh go ahead. Sorry.
I will say that I was thinking this person might also double a bit more as a bodyguard slash chaperone, a less offensive way to potentially get out of the situation if you find you're not too happy with how it's going, as opposed to having some old portly guy sitting there off in the corner.
Honk
Hmm.
is literally a bodyguard metal snake, by the by.
As she's talking about that, can Finn make like a perception check to see how she feels about this?
It's more like insight, dude.
Insight then. Yeah, for like, is she excited? Is she like hopeful for this? Is she just nervous?
Yeah. Before you do though, Win, what do you think like a good DC to figure that out would be?
Well, so far, as everyone kind of knows, Win kind of holds her emotions like on her sleeves. So
Yeah.
she
Obviously,
is
DC like 35.
she is naturally open to her emotions and her feelings and what's on her mind. So I would say a low DC.
Finn, go ahead and roll DC to be 12.
Oh, good luck to
Since
me.
she's not actively trying to hide it.
He's an open book.
Yeah.
I would say let the
But
core
you
eye guide you,
still
but this
need
doesn't
to
seem
be.
like something that would be appropriate.
How funny would that be? It's just like, Finn, why are you doing your chant thing? And then squinting eye at me.
Yeah.
Finn, you can tell that she's keeping
Wow.
herself busy. You can't tell if she's into the idea or not, but it's definitely not something that she's focusing on. She's doing other things to potentially unfocus on it or to not hone in on
Well,
it.
not understanding this society at all, or women in general, I guess. He's just gonna keep on with trying to tell funny stories, make the day go by happy.
When anything,
Ooh.
Finn, go ahead.
Oh, I was just
What
saying
was
no
the
clue.
what was that department we got help with? 3,
Section 5.
5.
5, yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say 4.
I
Okay.
suppose we could switch
so-
up the placards for the sections.
Okay, so
That's why they hate
after-
us.
Okay, so after Win works on the salves for the guards, and she'll want to make a few of them, so it lasts for them. She wants to make a fruit basket for section 5 as a thank you gift as well.
Nature check. Finn is helping you. Advantage.
Oh, I'm also going to whisper to Finn, you're supposed to be offering some expert guidance.
Yep, I give some expert guidance as well. May the core eye be with you.
You make a very good fruit bouquet. Like it is all immaculate. The fruit is freshly cut. With Finn's telekinesis, he like cleanly cuts it so there's like no groove edges by the edge of a knife or anything like that. Truly, artisan work. Who wouldn't be grateful to receive this?
All right, so let's drop this off and then I'll come back and work on the salves.
You do head over to section 5 and you do see co-workers is the actual term, but you don't really see him that often unless you actually go over there. But section 5 does like look towards you. Who? Just need one of them. Yeah, I'm just gonna choose you. He was the receptionist before. Ember looks towards Win as you guys deliver the food. Oh,
Hey Amber, I have a gift for you guys as a thank you for your guys' help for my last mission.
oh, that's quite lovely. Thank you. I guess I'll set this over here to the side. Ooh.
As she presents it, I just kind of prestidigitate a few sparkles and stuff for the initial presentation, standing behind Win.
Now she switch.
And these are all organic. We grow them at our greenhouse.
Oh, yes, mine's quite
No
lovely.
pesticides.
Good. Part of the Fey court, so I would he wouldn't be actually part of the fake court. He'd be a fake creature.
It'd just be like, yes, use magic to kill the pests.
Part of Fey ancestry, so pesticides don't really work well with my stomach. So good call there. Thank you, Miss Wynn and Finn. I'm not sure if Jimmy would be there. If he is, he nods towards you as well.
I'll tag
Oh,
along.
you're very welcome. I'm happy you like it.
Yes,
Make sure you share it with everyone.
of course. Oh, I really do love the flower apples that you've made. Truly. Oh, it's so delicate, and none of it's bruised either.
We can't bring
Very
ourselves
hard.
to call them flapples.
Well, a lot of years of practice. I'm glad you enjoy it.
I do indeed. Well, if you need any of our help again, please feel free to let us know. The person that helped you beforehand, she did talk with our boss, and our boss is willing to hire you. So if your department does get shut down, please inform us and let us know.
Well, thank you. At
Yes.
least I have job security.
And for some reason, the upper management, I don't want to name names, but you know who it is, doesn't really care for Ramon. I hear they have some fight they had long ago, when Ramon first entered the city. Not Ramon and him, Ramon and his family. So it's more of a inherited grudge. So I would be cautious about that.
You don't actually know who he's talking about.
In game, you would probably know. They're known as Donovan. He's basically the person that runs the R&D department, or at least funnels cash into it. Haven is not a city of royalty per se. They do have titles, but only because they couldn't name things properly. Donovan would be like the third prince.
A fun term I like to use for this, like a princep or a, because that's like almost like a governor. Anyway.
Yeah. If you can't remember who he is, it's okay, because I mentioned him like the first game. Here he is now.
Yeah, I wasn't here for that first game.
Here's Donovan.
So he's more like a senator, but not a congressman.
More or less.
It's like I was thinking more of a mix of like an incredibly rich industrialist and just like massive amounts of influence.
Yes, honestly, that last one is correct.
Well, I'll thank Ember for the info. And yes, I'll make sure to tread carefully. Well, I hope you and your team enjoyed the fruit baskets. I'll see you later. And don't hesitate to give me a call if you guys need any more help.
Of course. Politely waves as you guys head out. All the while afterwards, you guys help Timothy making more salves, which goes along pretty well. He does pay you guys for it. Well, he pays for the ingredients, effectively paying your family. You guys do help him out, and you do begin to help out more of the populace in the area. Finder, you definitely do your thing in the middle of the night.
I was gonna ask. Maybe one day I'll eat us in.
You do find someone, but more on that later.
Mhm.
Okay. I was going to interject there, but yeah, that's later then.
That is later, because I am running out of time, and I do need to wake up early tomorrow. So, with Finder looking for lost souls, corrupted souls in the middle of the night, when preparing for the next following day, Finn, the enchanter, does get there, so they're working on that now. And Jemmy looking for assistance with a bounty. One thing definitely is sure. I forgot I named the guard Timothy, and it sounds weird to me now. But other than that, you have not heard whispers in the darkness today. That's not saying you won't hear them again, but we'll see if that happens next time as we end the session for today.